Yo, I got a question for you guys. What was your guys' favorite game growing up, or your favorite gaming franchise growing up that you played on like the PS2, PS1, GameCube, whatever you had, What was your guys' favorite game franchise? I really want to know. I really want to know, bro, because for me, I personally like this gaming franchise. I loved. If you follow my YouTube channel, you know that I love this gaming franchise. It's one of my favorites. And I just wanted to rank the
Resident Evil.
Yo, where the fuck did that come from? What the fuck? Okay, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. The intro has not been made yet. We are not ready. Chill out. So y'all ever anyway, let me get back into it. I'm gonna edit that out. Anyway, you're my favorite gaming franchise of all time. Like I used to play this a lot when I was younger. I 100%ed most of these games. It was just really like
Resident Evil.
uh,
Biohazard.
where is this coming from?
Resident Evil 2.
Where is this coming from?
Resident Evil.
Oh my god, they took over my intro. Skip! Go! No! Ah! Yo, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what was happening there, man. Resident Evil then took over my intro, man. But hey, today we are making a tier list for the best Resident Evil games, man. I've been wanting to do this. This is one of my favorite gaming franchises growing up. Out of all 26 games, I've played 22 of them, so we can rank 22 of them right here today. Now, I'm not going to be sitting on no fences. I'm not going to be biting on no curves, bro. I don't even know if that's a saying, to be honest. That's an Afro-Rat saying now. Anyway, let's get into it, man. This is the Resident Evil tier list. This is, like, I'm an OG Resident Evil player, so this is, like, the definitive tier list that you're going to want to look out for, you know what I'm saying? If you've never played a Resident Evil game, look at my tier list, because, like, any other tier list, they're wrong. Any other list, wrong. This is the definitive one. I've played almost every single Resident Evil game, over almost 100% in all of them. So yeah, let's just get into it, man. Starting off, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the S tiers are, man. Let's get these S tiers out of the way real quick. Resident Evil 1. Hold on, that's just glitching. Resident Evil 1, 2, 3 was good. Okay. Let's just get these two out of the way. These are S tiers, bro. Resident Evil 1 like defined horror back then, man. Like this was like the first horror game that came out when people were actually scared of, you know what I'm saying? This was the OG classic. If it wasn't for the OG Resident Evil, half these games y'all know today would not even be made, dude. Like this kickstarted a whole lot. It's like when people say Dragon Ball Z kickstarted a bunch of other animes. It's the same thing for Resident Evil, man. Like other companies saw what Resident Evil was doing, they was like, oh, we need to do that too. Resident Evil 2 is just a better version of Resident Evil 1, man. You get more content, more scares, just more everything out of Resident Evil 2, man. And this is one of the two best games of the franchise right here, man. Like I love me some Resident Evil 1 and 2, bro. Like I can go on for days about this, but we're going to go on to Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. This might be controversial cuz I know a lot of people like to put this in the S tier, but I'm going to put Resident Evil 3 in the A tier strictly based on how difficult it was. And you're probably saying, yo, you trash if you like the reason why you putting this out of A tier is because it's difficult. Not just that, like I like this game, but it wasn't as good as these two right here. They did improve on a few things, but like I said, like it's just really difficult with Nemesis on your ass the whole game and stuff. And yeah, man, I don't know. I really like Resident Evil 1 and 2 more than 3, but like I can't really give you a definitive answer on why, but that it's just my opinion, bro. Resident Evil 1 remake, bro. S tier. S tier, bro. Yo, where'd it go? There we go. S tier, bro. This is better than the fucking original Resident Evil 1, man. They literally just remastered it, put more missions in there. Like Lisa Trevor, I'm pretty sure her name is, like, was not in the original game, but they put her in the remake. And just like everything they made better, everything they did in the first one, they did better in the remake, dude. Like my goodness, this was very good, and I need this to be like remade again, dude. Resident Evil 1 remade, but on like the Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 engine. Oh my god. Oh, it would be so beautiful. Ooh. Ooh. Man, next up, one of the best Resident Evil games of all time, bro. Another S tier right here. I might be biased. Guys, I might be biased, okay? But hey, Resident Evil 4 is literally one of the best fucking games of the franchise. I know a lot of people don't like it because they like changed it up. If you're going from Resident Evil 3 or Resident Evil Code Veronica or 0, and then you go to play 4, it's a big change, dude. The third person camera angle, the action was amped up, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a mixed bag right here. I know a lot of people love Resident Evil 4, but when this first dropped, not everyone was fucking with this. But this is one of my favorite games, dude. Oh my god, the fucking nights I used to have playing this on the PS2, man. I used to be terrified, man. I used to be terrified, but I'd still at night, bro, when I wasn't supposed to be playing this Resident Evil 4, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This was a really fun game. This is what like kind of the only reason why I don't really like fuck with Resident Evil 4 or like I don't like it as much now is because what we got after it. So like Resident Evil 4 did pretty good like sales wise, so they figured why not just do the same thing for Resident Evil 5 and 6. And while we're on topic of that, Resident Evil 5, I'm putting you in B tier, buddy. I'm putting you in B tier, okay? Good co-op game. Not a good Resident Evil game. You feel me? You feel me? If this game was a little scarier and took a little less took a little a back step to the action, this game could have been a lot better. And I hope if they remake it or when they remake it, they make it scarier like they did with the Resident Evil 4 remake. Because Resident Evil 5, it was a good game. It was a good co-op game, but it is not a good Resident Evil game, bro. You're literally walking around Africa shooting these African villagers, bro, and the boss fights aren't as entertaining as all of these ones. The boss fights were weak compared to these games right here. Just like the characters weren't that interesting. Like there's redeemable qualities. Like I said, it's fun to play with a friend. You got Chris punching a boulder, but other than that, man, I don't know. Like I might put it in C tier, bro. I might put it in C tier because like Resident Evil is supposed to be a game you could play by yourself and have fun with, you know. And I don't think you could do that with Resident Evil. You can have fun by yourself on Resident Evil 5. I'm not trying to say that you can't. But I don't it's way more fun with a co-op. Yeah, I'm putting it in C tier to be honest. I'm putting it in C tier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you Resident Evil 5 lovers. I'm sorry. It's going in C tier. Now Resident Evil 7, the one that kickstarted the franchise back up. We putting that in A tier, baby. A tier, baby. No, not S tier. A tier, baby. The reason why it's not S tier is because they reuse some of the enemies over and over again throughout the game, like the mold monsters you just fight over and over again, which I would have liked to see a little more like I don't know, different enemies, you know what I'm saying? But Resident Evil 7 was goated. This is what brought the franchise back and what kickstarted it back, bro. Like if it wasn't for this game, we wouldn't have 2 remake, 3 remake, 4 remake. Like this is what kicked it off right now, man. Like Resident Evil was dead after 6 and whatever they try to do after that, like Umbrella Corps or something. But Resident Evil 7 brought it back with a first person, scary as fuck. Oh my god, I love Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 2. This is the best. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. This is the best Resident Evil game ever. This is the best Resident Evil game ever. I don't want to hear nothing, bro. Like, bro, oh my god, when this came out, oh my, I could go on a whole rant about Resident Evil 2 remake and how it's my favorite game almost of all time. But Resident Evil 2, bro, this is a full freaking design remake, bro. Like from top to bottom, bro. Like nothing looks similar from the original Resident Evil 2. Like they did their thing on this, dude. I love me some Resident Evil 2, man. Resident Evil Outbreak, putting it in A tier. Actually, where's Outbreak 2? Because I know Outbreak had a second game. There it is. We're putting both Outbreaks in A tier. This is the definitive Resident Evil multiplayer. I don't know what they're doing when they try to release a Resident Evil multiplayer nowadays because they've been trashed. Resident Evil, here, wait, we could just do this right now. Where are they? I know they're Reverse, D tier. Resistance, D tier. I don't know what Capcom was thinking when they made these Resident Evil multiplayer games. Just give us Outbreak. Outbreak was a fucking multiplayer Resident Evil game on the PS2 that did better what they're giving us now. Like, oh my god, man. The Outbreaks was so fun if you had someone to play with, man. I love Outbreak. I'm hoping for a remake or a sequel, something like this, because Resistance and Reverse are trash. They're not even trash. They're not trash. I'm not going to call them trash, but they're definitely the worst out of all of these games right here, because, like, if you're going to make a Resident Evil multiplayer, just do it like Outbreak. Don't do what this did, bro, where Resident Evil Resistance, you're trying to survive someone like you got 4 people and you're trying to survive this level, and the other online player is the mastermind who's the one who's trying to kill you. It was kind of cool for like a week. Then it died out. Reverse, I only played once, and that shit was trash. My goodness. Resident Evil 3, you're going B tier, buddy. Resident Evil 3 remake, I mean to say. You're going B tier, buddy. Oh, wait. Nope, we're not there yet. Resident Evil 3, B tier. Listen, how are you going to remake one of the best Resident Evil games, Resident Evil 3 with Nemesis, and then take out half the stuff and make it like a 2-hour game? Dude, this is like the fastest Resident Evil game you can speedrun. I swear to God. I love this game, dude. Don't get me wrong. The graphics, beautiful. Carlos, beautiful. Give me his dick in my mouth. But like, bro, like, oh my God, they took out so much stuff. The clock tower section. Nemesis isn't even chasing you for most of the game on this remake, dude. He's chasing you for like the first hour, and that's it. Yeah, man, Resident Evil 3, big disappointment. Still a fun game though. Resident Evil Village, I'm putting this in S tier. Controversial because not a lot of people liked Village. Not a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people would put like Village in A tier or B tier. I'm putting it in S tier just because it's goated, bro. It's goated. Like I fucking bro. It's just the beginning when your child gets taken and you're going through the woods and you got to fight these wolf people, and they redo what they do in 4, where you got to survive this whole onslaught of people attacking you until the bell rings. That shit was beautiful, dude. And just like Ethan's story of him going through all this to save his daughter and his wife and stuff. Like, oh my God, bro. Shout out to the man Ethan. And the DLC Shadows of Rose was really good too. Revelations 1 and 2, I'm gonna both put these in B tier. These are good games. These are good games. But they're like limited. They are limited because like they're good, but they're not that good. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the enemies on these games are ugly as fuck, dude. Like some of the enemy designs are just like, what were they thinking? I think that they just like pooped in a fucking toy. They just pooped. They pooped and they just like wrote it down and they copied what their poop looked like and they put it in the game, because some of these enemies on this Revelations 1 and 2 just don't look interesting, or they don't compare to the other monsters in other Resident Evil franchises. Resident Evil 6, haha. Don't know if this is controversial. D tier, bro. This is what killed the Resident Evil franchise until 7 brought it back. Resident Evil 6 promised to do so many things, bro. If you're just playing Resident Evil 6 like now and you weren't a big Resident Evil fan, I can see why you like it. But if you were like following this trailer by trailer, when they were saying, oh, Leon's version is going to be horror, Chris's version is going to be action for the people who like the action versions, and then like Ada's is going to be a mix of both, and all this stuff that they promised that they just did not give you, dude. Resident Evil 6 is an action game, not scary at all, and it's barely even fun with a friend. Umbrella Corps, you're going D tier. And which one is this? Operation Raccoon City, you are going D tier, bro. Another bad multiplayer games. I'm not even going to get into it. I can make a whole nother rant video about how bad these games are. Get the fuck out of here. Dark Side Chronicles, you're going in there too. It's a fun, like, arcade type shooter shit, but you know, that's not what I want out of Resident Evil. Resident Evil 0, I'm giving you a B tier. Resident Evil 0 was cool. Resident Evil 0 was cool, but some of the puzzles in Resident Evil 0 were ass, and that's my big gripe with the game. Is some of these puzzles on this where you had to like switch between Billy and whatever the other bitch's name is. That shit was ass, dude. I don't know. I still like the game. A lot of people consider this Resident Evil 0 the train game, even though you're only on a train for like the first 5 minutes. So like people actually didn't play this game. But yeah, I love Resident Evil 0. It's just going in B tier because some of the puzzle designs are ass, and Billy as a main character is not interesting at all. What's next? Code Veronica, A tier. This was hilarious. This was one of the funniest Resident Evil games I've ever played, bro. Like, you got so much so much funny stuff happening in this game, like Wesker doing backflips off walls, the main like villain being like a girl slash guy or whatever. I haven't played the game in forever, so my memory is a little hazy, but man, I remember as a kid, dude, laughing my ass off at some of the stuff that was happening in this game. I think that's it, because I don't think I've played these before. Oh, the Umbrella Chronicles, yeah, you're going in D tier. Yeah, I don't think I've played these before because I didn't have a GameCube. I don't know what this is. Yeah, I never played these. So this is the list right here. This is the list right here. For my S tier, Resident Evil 1, 2, 1 remake, 4 remake, 2 remake, and Resident Evil 8. These are the S tiers. These are the best Resident Evil games right here, man. Like, if you ever want to have a fun time going and playing Resident Evil, play one of these games, bro, and your life will be changed. A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. These are all still good games too, but they don't compare to S tiers, man. Like the S tier, bruh. These games are top tier, bro. I don't even know what to say. I'm running out of words to say. I'm sorry, guys. I've been yapping this whole fucking video. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming out, man. Thank you everyone. If you guys made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you guys. And yeah, man, I'll be uploading more often. We're not going to be streaming as much this month, but yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry my outro sucks, and man, I will see you guys later. What? No, no, not again, not again.
Evil.
No,
Biohazard.
no.